So, hello everyone, and again, I'm very, very proud to be with Dr. Anjali. She has got an amazing rank of 53 in the recent INICET, and you will be glad to know that she's a 3-year foundation course student. And we were talking that soon there was COVID. So, Anjali, let us start the story. How did you started the classes and switched over to online app classes?
Ma'am, at AIMS, we came to know about the eGurukul app from our seniors. Everybody recommends the TND course, but that time we all got enrolled in the foundation course. I even got a scholarship because of the prof exams. So I attended the live classes initially. So special classes were arranged for us at Gautam Nagar as well. So we began with Rajat sir and Jay sir's classes, which were both amazing and very high yielding. And then we lockdown happened, so soon the eGurukul app came up, and so we were using the eGurukul platform, and the live classes option was gone. So I did use the platform for many subjects, especially anatomy. eGurukul has been the only source for anatomy. Ashwani sir has done a great job. I mean, everybody tells this, so this is no news now. So Ashwani sir's anatomy is the gold standard and it is mandatory. And also, ma'am, then because the major subjects, the videos kind of get undoable, to complete the whole videos from one to the last. So I did watch the LMRP videos of medicine and surgery, and I think they are equivalent to the main videos because they have provided you with the for example, for Thameen sir's LMRP, so he has given you the screenshots of, the Harrison's, the main text. So you know that the material is authentic. You know that these are the things that are asked. The important tables are all provided at one place. So that is like your, very concise around 150 pages of medicine that you need to do. And then you can keep medicine aside and you do not have to worry any longer. So I used the eGurukul app for all these videos and LMRP especially.
Okay. And what about Vibe, Anjali? Did you saw Vibe?
Ma'am, yes. Ma'am, I watched all the 19 subjects, including the minors as well. And ma'am, like some subjects like psyche and all, they have less images, but still I went ahead with Vibe because the trend is not to, only show the images in Vibe. Actually, you guys cover the important previous year topics in those Vibe, through a series of pictures. So it is kind of a very crisp source that you can also, look at just a day before your exam. That booklet of Vibe, you can just skim through that and you will be able to, see the last year's INI questions in the form of images and the discussion around it, along with the options, So with each image, you guys are actually discussing 4 questions with 4 different options as well. So, 27, 26 images actually amount to 4 times, what you guys are offering us.
Anjali, this is the exact line that I actually spoke in the beginning of the Vibe. When I start the Vibe, actually, these are the lines that I always speak, that 4 options, and we are explaining every option. So basically, we are covering 4 times the questions which are given in the Vibe.
Ma'am, actually, I will use this moment to thank you for Rafta because your Vibe has been the only source for Rafta. I am so bad at Ofta that I had flunked my assessment back in 3rd year. So, ma'am, then I knew that Ofta is not my cup of tea. So all I went ahead was with your Vibe for this INICET as well as the NEET exam. So I think that is more than enough. I mean, if I have been able to sail through with your Vibe, others can also.
So it's amazing feedback, I think, that a person who has got a rank 53 in the INSET paper is saying that Vibe is sufficient. So I would take it as a regard. Thank you so much. Okay. So which classes, like you talked about anatomy, you talked about medicine, any other classes that you liked and anything that you want to mention about them?
Okay, ma'am. I think the path and the micro also deserve a mention. Ma'am, in micro, I had actually attended the TND classes. So, sir has a very beautiful format. So, he has divided the TND into 2 parts, and then he will go ahead with the general and bacteria in one, and the rest of the the parts in the second video. So, he covers everything. Matlab, जो भी है, बायो सेफ्टी कैबिनेट्स हैं, अगर आपका मतलब स्टेरिलाइजेशन मेथड्स हैं, सब कुछ वो लोग उसमें कवर करते हैं. सो 200 क्वेश्चंस में ही ट्राई टू कवर अप माइक्रो. एंड मैम जैसे जो डिफिकल्ट पॉइंट्स होते हैं ना, जो इमेजेस में जहाँ पे होता है कंफ्यूजन कि ये क्रिप्टोकोकस है कि या कुछ और है, तो वो सर स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन करते हैं. And he also helps you to, identify the life cycles in parasito, which I think is a nightmare for all of us. So that is really helpful. His TND that way is very helpful. And Praveen sir, I think WBC last में तो मैंने जो हिमैट पार्ट है सिर्फ सर का ही पढ़ा था जो उन्होंने TND में करवाया था, बिकॉज वो इतना ब्यूटिफुली टेबल्स में उसको मैम पूरा कंसाइज करके देते हैं कि यू नो कि दिस इज हाई यील्डिंग. और वो जो volatile tables होती हैं, they are provided in about 90 pages of notes. Ma'am, path being such a high yielding subject, जिससे around 18 to 20 questions आते हैं, and if you're getting something as concise as 90 pages, I think that is something that you should definitely do. अगर उससे आपके questions निकल रहे हैं, तो that is like, that should be the one that you should be following rather than going after, massive notes that are provided by the institutes. वो एक doable चीज है जो आप कर सकते हो, and at the same time बहुत high yielding भी है.
All right. So, Anjali, did you do some grand tests, some tests you were talking about?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, the idea was to actually follow the TND schedule. So, उसके साथ subjects हो जाते थे, and you guys do not pressurize with a lot of grand tests. It is like once a month. So, and in the beginning of the month, so एक idea हो जाता है. And ma'am, जो grand tests होते हैं ना, जैसे this year's INICET was full of new questions.
Yes.
मतलब the language, the options, everything was new. So same goes with your GTs as well. The questions are, मतलब you do not see those questions before, and so that actually kind of stimulates कि you will not be scared after seeing a not so familiar exam as well. Because if you kind of panic during the exam seeing unfamiliar questions, बस ये सोच के कि यार प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं आए वाले, तो वो एक वहीं पे ब्लैंक आउट हो जाते हैं. बट ये जो ग्रैंड टेस्ट्स होते हैं, गिविंग न्यू क्वेश्चंस व्हिच आर लिटिल ऑफ ट्रैक एज वेल, एंड some in line of the track as well. So that keeps a balance, because the paper is going to be unpredictable. There will always be questions which you have not seen. So it is better to face them at home, in kind of, where you are little relaxed rather than in your real exam.
Right. So, Anjali, how much frequently do you think that we should give the grand tests, and how much important they are actually?
Ma'am, grand tests are actually very important. But having said that, only attempting a grand test is not enough, because if you do not review your mistakes, especially, then there is no point of giving a test. It is just another test, and you will not remember. You will also not, be able to point out your mistakes. So, ma'am, grand test, मतलब बहुत frequently भी नहीं होना चाहिए that you are not able to review them. And they should not be very spaced as well कि आप महीने 2 महीने में एक दे रहे हो, या फिर you're crowding them near the exam. And you're actually never prepared for a grand test. Even if you give it just before your exam, तब भी आप prepared नहीं होगे उसके लिए, you will still be nervous. So it is best to start early. So ma'am, what I did was that I once went through the entire syllabus, and then I started attempting the grand test. So it takes about 2.5 months of dedicated studies so that you are able to go through the entire syllabus once, the first read that you say, and then you can actually start attempting your grand tests. It is not that bad in the beginning. मतलब if somebody wants that assurance कि कहीं बिल्कुल ही सब गायब तो नहीं हो जाता है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. मतलब it is not that bad in the beginning as well. Even after your first read, it is not that bad. So it is best to start early.
Okay.
So.
And what about the quality of questions that you encountered in Bhadia Grand Test? Did you feel that, yes, they are simulating, their standard is good, explanation, everything?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. So the good point is that you guys just do not give the previous year questions as it is, the same language and the same options. जो आप अपनी एक passive memory से बस options देख के question familiar देख के mark कर सकते हो. So the topic is same, but the language in the question is twisted. Maybe the image is different, and maybe something else is asked. Like अगर next step पूछा था main exam में, तो आप लोग best step पूछ लेते हो. So that actually tells you कि ना same question repeat नहीं होगा exam में.
Yes.
उससे related कुछ repeat होगा. And now, ma'am, the trend being that everybody is just focusing on previous year questions and mugging them up. मतलब letrozole की half life is important to everyone. मतलब no matter what class it belongs to or which condition you're using it in, but letrozole's half life is on everybody's tips. So it is better, to give these grand tests so that you, मतलब by hook or crook, you are able to, revolve around that topic and not just learn that particular MCQ. So, ma'am, the questions quality is actually really nice and also very related to, the topics that are important. So that is
So
again a plus
they
point.
are giving a kind of practice or dress rehearsal kind of a thing before the final exam.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think, because of this, the exams being slightly tough on the Bhatia app, so there are slightly less takers. So if there are more takers now, so then it'll be more fun to, continue with that also because it is high yielding. So then it'll also provide you with a, kind of that ranking would be more significant to you. So that is the only point, that there are slightly less takers of these grand tests.
So the point is that we are actually we are discussing with all the students that actually you are never prepared for a grand test, and most of the students are fearing of giving the grand test, thinking that we are still not prepared. But if you are not starting, then how will you actually get prepared? You have to start from someday. So the journey has to begin from somewhere.
Ma'am, and it is better to face this fear, in your comfort space, maybe your study room or maybe your library of your college, rather than facing it at a center,
Yeah.
INICET is famous for providing centers which are at, random places.
Yes.
So already you are half, ऐसा परेशान सा कि यार कहाँ पहुंच गए हैं.
Not
So
the familiar places actually.
Yes, ma'am. My center was like 3 hours drive. I had to leave at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So वो तो है एक चीज. So
okay.
And also you guys had those computer based tests in between now. So that is also a plus point, I think.
Right.
मतलब एक वो सेंटर वाली फील दे देता है.
फील दे देता है क्योंकि आई थिंक सेंटर एंजाइटी भी होती है एक. When you go to the center, agar you are giving the test from the comfort of your home, then you are not that furious, you are not that anxious.
Ma'am, I have been in touch with the judges sir. So उन्होंने ये चीज बहुत स्टार्टिंग में कही थी कि ना ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप अपने आईपैड को लिटाकर आराम से अपने कंफर्ट स्पेस में ग्रैंड टेस्ट दे रहे हो, बिकॉज वो रियल एग्जाम में कभी आपको वैसा एटमॉस्फेयर मिलेगा ही नहीं. सो इट इज बेस्ट दैट यू सिट डाउन एट अ प्रॉपर प्लेस. मतलब वो इफ यू आर स्टडिंग इन योर स्टडी रूम और इन योर रूम, then you should choose a different place than that and sit down with a proper laptop and or iPad, and then with just a single sheet of paper and a pen, so that you're able to solve it. मतलब पूरा दिल से solve कर सकते हो उसे, rather than just taking it as a formality कि हर कोई कह रहा है तो एक और कर देते हैं, बस एक टेस्ट हम भी दे देते हैं. वैसे वाली चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए. So Rajat sir had given me this guideline and I have actually followed it judiciously कि करना है, एक अलग से करना है उसको.
बिल्कुल, मतलब वही होता है कि you should give the grand test as if you are giving the main test, so that you can give the main test as if you are just giving a grand test.
Oh, very well articulated. Wow.
Yeah, so this is the main point that I always speak to my students, that give a lot of grand tests so that you are familiar and you just feel that when you are giving the main exam that I'm giving one more grand test, nothing else.
मैम ऑल्सो आपने वो नीट के टाइम पर वो वन शॉट वीडियो बनाई थी, देन यू सेड कि वो विल्सन्स का आएगा ही आएगा. And oh ma'am, I think everybody who has watched that video has actually had that deja vu moment in the exam कि ये तो मैम ने कहा था कि लिख के ले लो, ये आएगा.
वो मुझे भी नहीं पता था कि मैं क्यों कह रही हूँ, बट वो कहते हैं ना कि कहीं सिक्स सेंस होता है, and that came spontaneously from my mouth कि ये आएगा, और आ गया. And बबलू also.
हाँ, वो congenital वाला ग्लूकोमा वाला, हाँ वो भी आया.
वो तो मुझे ना इतने लोगों ने भेजा कि मैम बबलू आ गया एंड माय
वो काफी मतलब sought after topic है. Almost every year there is a question on that. So
yes, तो ऐसा होता है, तभी कहते हैं ना कि जो लास्ट मिनट रिविजन्स होते हैं दे आर हेल्पफुल, क्योंकि कुछ आपकी प्रैक्टिस, कुछ गेस्टिमेट, सम योर पीवाईक्यूज, सब कुछ मिलाकर यू गेट टू नो कि क्या आने वाला है टाइप्स.
Ma'am, because as a student, you can never have the complete hang of a previous year topic. So, matlab, you can memorize a question, but you cannot have the complete hang of a previous year topic. Uske liye you need to go to the faculties who have an experience in this field कि आप बता दो कि आसपास का और क्या क्या पढ़ना है, so that we can read and then वो एक as an topic complete हो जाए. मतलब more than the length of the the subject, वो होना चाहिए कि कितना depth में वो important topic आपने कर लिया है, so that you are able to see new questions and able to attempt them as well in the real exam.
वो ऐसा हो जाता है. एंड दैट इज व्हेन बिफोर इनसेट पेपर मेरे पास फिर से डीएम आ रहे थे कि मैम आपने जैसे उसके लिए बताया था, प्लीज टेल फॉर द इनसेट पेपर आल्सो क्या आने वाला है. तो आई सेड कि इनसेट पेपर पता है क्या है, मोस्ट अनप्रिडिक्टेबल इज द ऑफ्था ओनली इन द इनसेट.
मैम यस दैट इज मैम, अब की बारी पता नहीं क्या वो कनाल ऑफ प्रतीत पूछा हुआ था.
हाँ. तो दो आई एम द ओनली वन जो मैं विट्रियस का स्ट्रक्चर बताती हूँ, कैनाल ऑफ क्लॉकवे, हाइलोइड आर्टरी वगैरह, बट उसमें से भी ज्यादा उन्होंने और अंदर डीप जाके कैनाल ऑफ पेटेट और वो सब पूछा था. तो वो एवरी टाइम ऑफ था, तो वो लोग कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा गूगली पूछते हैं. दे हैव टू शो कि दे वी आर एम्स एंड
आरपीसी है हमारे पास.
वो तो वो रखेंगे. तो मैंने पहले भी बोला था कि वन क्वेश्चन विल कम डेफिनेटली, तो उससे पैनिक मत होना, दैट विल नॉट डिसाइड योर स्कोर. वो किसी को भी नहीं आता होगा, तो जस्ट सेफली लीव दैट क्वेश्चन एंड मूव अहेड. वो सबसे बेस्ट बात होता है उसका. आप पैनिक करते हो और डिस्टर्ब होते हो ना, उससे आप 10 मिनट्स और वेस्ट करते हो फॉर द अदर क्वेश्चंस.
Ma'am, because AIMS gives you such questions. Ma'am, because आप देखो ना, there are 180 question, there are 180 minutes and you have got 200 questions. तो वो चाहते हैं कि आप अपना फर्स्ट इंस्टिंक्ट यूज करो. तो अगर आपको नहीं आ रहा, then you have to leave that question and move ahead. Rather than wasting your time panicking in the exam, you have to leave that question.
तो उन लोगों ने वैसे कैनाल ऑफ पेटेट पूछा था या कैनाल ऑफ हैनोवर पूछा था? There is always a confusion कि कौन सा कैनाल था वो.
मैम फ्रैंकली उनकी जो लेबलिंग थी ना वो हाफ कवर्ड थी.
हाँ. मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स ये बोला कि क्लियर ही नहीं था कि एक्चुअली वेयर दे वर पुटिंग दैट एरो एंड व्हाट डिड दे वांटेड टू आस्क.
मैम इट लुक्ड लाइक कैनाल ऑफ पेटीट ओनली, कि उनका वैसा ही था, वो साइड में ही मार्क किया हुआ था उन्होंने. मतलब अगर आप गूगल इमेजेस चेक करते हो,
गूगल इमेजेस जो थी वन आई थिंक बिल्कुल सिमिलर वही दी थी उन्होंने. कलर का जो एरो था दैट वाज ऑल राइट. Okay, so Anjali, any last piece of advice from your beautiful journey that you would like to give to the future aspirants?
Mom, that have a schedule. There is so much of content that I think the problem is that there is over knowledge that is flowing right now on all the platforms. So, it is better to have a schedule so that you know when to stop. And, if you have got 6 months of time of preparation or 1 year of preparation, then you should divide it, perfectly so that you are able to know when to finish this and when to move ahead with your revisions. Rather than just looking at, new stuff again and again, it is better to finish it in that particular time period and then move ahead and have time for, at least 2 to 3 revisions before the real exam. So, TND provides you with the schedule. So we at AIMS all love to follow the TND schedule. So that is the advice that we get from our seniors. So वही schedule हम लोग follow करते हैं during the beginning of our internship, and वही चीज that continues, that helps you to complete your first read by July end. So then you get 3 months to actually revise for the November exam. And if you're giving it right now, then fast track TND also helps you to cover up in like about 3 months, and then you have another 3 months to cover up your revisions just before your May exam. So yeah, have a schedule. That is more important.
Consistency. I mean, I think you want to say that we should be consistent and going along with the schedule so that we are not distracted from the path, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so beautiful message, Anjali, and beautiful rank. And we are very, very happy that we were a part of your success story. And we wish you all the very best for your future.